Lennox Lewis. So now you say as it chilled out. So I'm going to talk about the Lennox Lewis situation. But then it will seem like, there's still beef. So it's not like I got beef with him. I just express my point of view. I don't appreciate how you was addressing me in the media as a person. So I address you back because you don't call me. So I address you back in the media as a boxer. Bad boy boxer.
Would you have appreciated it if he had called you and made comments about Klitschko reaching out to you?
I don't want to say anything. I don't even want anyone. I don't really want anyone to call me and all that. I've had a lot of people calling me. I speak to a lot of different boxers. I can as well. Foreman, Holmes, Roy Jones Jr. You know what I mean? They're all there for a helping hand out. You know what I mean? And it's real. They want to see me back on top. And that's all that matters, isn't it? So I'm not searching for anyone to reach out and help me. I've got my team and I believe in my team. You know, and if you do want to give some positive influence and some positive criticism, I'm all for it. But if you just keep on digging away, and I'm saying, man's not even calling me, but he's fast to jump on the internet. That's just how it goes. And that's the situation with him.
Did you ever consider not taking this rematch? Did that enter your head at all?
No. Because when you look at it, you got, let's say, championship. Charles Martin champion, Vladimir champion, Povetkin champion, Takam Parker, Povetkin Parker champion, Andrew Ruiz Jr. champion. So he's the best. Who else is out there to fight? Do you see where I'm coming from? Who else is out there to fight? So he's the best person for me to fight. And that's why I said, it ain't about the belts. Who can I fight? Boom, him. Let's rock and roll.
Final one. Tyson Fury said you should retire if you don't win this rematch.
Those are the words of Anthony Joshua in regards to a follow-up about Lennox Lewis. As you heard, he doesn't have a beef with Lennox Lewis. A lot of people said the beef was there. You know, they did exchange words. When you exchange words, that's considered beef, you know, back and forth. And it really wasn't that. He just gave his point of view about it. It wasn't like Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko did lately on a comment where they were going back and forth. Okay? Anthony Joshua called Lennox Lewis a clown. We all know that, you know, and then the shit started. The internet went crazy. But as Anthony Joshua explained, it wasn't really him going back and forth with anyone. He just stated his opinion. You know, the person that went to the internet has always been Lennox Lewis in regards to how he felt about negotiations with Deontay Wilder. Something that, for one, either if he didn't know about all the negotiations, but then he picked sides. You see what I mean? If you didn't know about what you've heard, based on what you've done in your career, like Lennox Lewis done, Lennox Lewis took a lump sum of money, the lower share of the money, to fight Holyfield. That's a fact. He took $10 million. But Lennox Lewis, at this point, all this shit went through, he picked the side of Deontay Wilder. That's a fact. He questioned Anthony Joshua. He said Anthony Joshua didn't want to step up. Anthony Joshua was just comfortable fighting in his own place. He needs to come over to America. Anthony Joshua is this. Anthony Joshua is that. But then when the money did come down to it, he turned down $50 million, right? He sided with Deontay Wilder with that. But when all the smoke cleared and they offered Deontay Wilder $100 million, guess what Lewis said? Very smallly, very quietly, I would have took the money. But okay, well, where was that energy of talking about Anthony Joshua and he's ignoring this and ignoring that? And when everything was said and done, he said, I would have took the money. Well, why didn't you address Deontay Wilder? Yo, Deontay Wilder, the fans want to see this fight. I want to see this fight. Take the $100 million and let this fight happen. If you don't happen, something's wrong. You're scared too. You're stopping this fight from happening. Did that happen? No, it did not. So that tells me there was automatic, already pre-registered bias towards Anthony Joshua from Lennox Lewis. And because of that, Anthony Joshua was like, hey, he didn't call me, he didn't reach out to me, but he went towards the internet and talked shit about me. He didn't call me like a man like Vladimir Klitschko did. He didn't do no such thing. He went on and started blasting Anthony Joshua, and and then it got deep rooted because Lewis wanted to sign him, wanted to be a part of his stable and things like that. And it came out that Joshua went out there to see him, not that he flew him in like he all, all exclusive paid. Let me show you what I got. Let me meet me. You know what I mean? No, Anthony Joshua went out there to see him, and he didn't like what the hell Lennox Lewis was offering. And I think that was one of the reasons why the pre-registered bias began. Because he felt hurt on Anthony Joshua, a British fighter, turning down his proposal. He didn't like the rejection from Anthony Joshua. That's why I feel he did it. On top of working as a commentator for PBC, with Deontay Wilder. So those guys they say certain narratives because they don't want or they can't really explain or express their true motives. Like, hey, he did say, oh, I would have took it. But he knew he couldn't say anything bad about Deontay Wilder because he works for the PBC and he's involved in a lot of PBC cards, because Al Heyman signs that check to him. So he can't talk about Al Heyman's fighters, people. You see what I mean? So that's what that was. But Joshua called him a clown. He called him a clown because of all the shit talk that he was talking. Basically, Lennox Lewis was paid to talk shit about Anthony Joshua without even really knowing all the facts or not even really caring about all the facts. But Joshua was just really letting people know, I don't have a beef with Lennox Lewis. I just don't appreciate what he said. I felt like he said it behind my back. He could have called me. He could have reached out to me. And of course, Lennox Lewis counterpunched him and rebutted with, oh, well, he could have called me. He has my number. He knows how to find me. But that's not the point. The point is you didn't go to him. And he didn't ask for your advice. Joshua didn't to Lewis, first of all. But you could have went to him instead of going on social media. If you're supposed to have a certain relationship, a certain rapport with a person, the last thing that person that you have that relationship with wants to hear is what you're telling everyone else about you. Nobody wants to hear that. Like, dude, you know me personally. What the hell? I went to your house. I met your wife, your children. Why are you going to talk shit about me to everyone else but me? Make that make sense. I would be pissed off too if somebody that I knew, that I met and I know on a totally different level, right? That gave me so much love when I won the Olympics, that was there for the Olympics, and I've seen him. I know his warm market of people, and they decide to talk shit about me because of some opponent I'm fighting that we're in negotiations supposedly. That's bullshit. I would have said more than that. But of course, this is Joshua, so he doesn't really talk too much about certain people, but he did call him a clown. But this was an explanation of all that, So, but yeah, the beef is not with Joshua. So a lot of people thought it was with Joshua. He just finally said how he felt about what Lennox Lewis was saying. So you guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.